Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Out of Touch with Reality. I'm Chloe.
I'm Ian.
And
we've been at this for a month.
Yes, we have.
This is episode number 5, so we're like a month's way worth of getting into this.
Technically, a little over a month. We started on April 20th.
Ooh, very true. So yes. we're into this. So how have you liked doing this so far? Has it been what you thought it would? Has it gone over better or worse, or are you disappointed?
It's stressful because I feel like before we started this, we had so many ideas, and then we kind of just ran through them all in the first 4 episodes. So now it's becoming a little bit harder, but I feel like we can push through. What about you, my co-host?
I appreciate the title. I'd say that probably the biggest thing is not knowing what to talk about sometimes. Mm-hmm. And obviously we can't just come up here and just have a rap sesh because we can't just spew out random stuff without any direction. So yeah, I'd say that's been a little tough, but other than that, I think we've gotten better at this. We've kind of gotten the ring light and the aesthetics down a little bit more, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, no, I agree. But we started this in April. It is now May, and there are actually 2 very important things that happen in May. First of all, my parents' anniversary, which it just was yesterday. And graduation. I have been seeing 1,000,001 graduation posts all over Instagram. Yeah, so
it's a fun time.
Have you been seeing anybody graduate?
Oh, tons of people, yeah. I mean, it's also kind of weird to see kids that were freshmen or like kids that were little. That,
yes.
I remember leaving high school and they were little, and now they're graduating. It's kind of weird.
Even I've seen some college graduations too, which I cannot wait. 2023, cannot wait.
I think I can wait. I want to delay it as long as possible.
Oh, not me. I'm so ready.
Oh man.
Senior year is gonna be the best.
I'm not ready for it to end, dude. I'm not ready for it to end. I was so hyped to come here. I'm not ready for it to end at all.
But it's really good, though, because seniors last year didn't get to really have, this big, ceremony like they did this year. This year, they still got to go to prom, and they still got to have their ceremony. I know my cousin last year, he didn't get to, walk with his classmates. It was just him by himself. I mean, which is cool. I guess your family got to be closer, but... No, I mean, this year they kind of did get a little more, but our, class of 2019 was really the last, normal senior year, so I'm very glad that we graduated in 2019.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy. I remember kids last year that I knew, watching their Snapchat stories of graduation, and it's the school sent them a link to put on their TV of, their face, being put out there. Oh,
yes, my cousin had one of those. It was after graduation, but it's, yeah, it had all their pictures and everything, and it wasn't the same. I really felt bad for the seniors, which is why this year I'm kind of glad they got to do a little bit more. Yes, they had to wear their mask, but they still got prom. They still got some stuff compared to last year, but we were just really lucky.
It was kind of crazy throughout, 90% of the year. It was, all locked down and nobody going anywhere, and then it was crazy just at the end oh cool, now they're going to prom again, all of a sudden it's not like they said we'll wait till next year. They really expedited the process. So
I think
shout out people
they still
that did that.
Missed their first day, you know what I mean? Because I feel the beginning of the year it was online.
Yeah, no, they missed it
towards the end.
The end of the year is where all this stuff matters. Really.
I mean, yes.
Oh, that's where everything matters. In my opinion, that is it.
Well,
the last 2 months, that's everything.
No, I definitely agree because we had a lot, but my school, we just had so much going on for the seniors. I mean, I do agree that the end of the year is more important, but
I would definitely take the end of the year. Yeah.
I would take the end of the year over the beginning for sure, but the first day is just amazing, and getting to experience oh my god, I get to leave lunch, or I get to leave school during lunchtime and not come back. That was because that was that was the end of the day for us. We had a 4th hour, and then we just left, and we didn't have to go back to school. We were done with the day, and everyone had to go back after lunch. We were just done.
You grew up a little different than me. My school, man, open lunch.
No, I'm not talking about open lunch. I'm talking about we got to that was our last class.
Oh yeah, that was
before
sweet.
Lunch. Yeah.
If you didn't play a sport, I guess, of course, because then you have to go back and stuff for practice.
Oh, true, for practice. But yeah, no, I had a great senior year.
Senior year was cool. I definitely had a lot of fun at the end. I started knowing where I was in ahead, or I knew I was going to Arizona State, where I knew, screw it, man, let me just have a good time. So it was a fun time. Senior sunset, all that stuff. Did you guys do anything like that?
I was just going to ask. We had I don't know if you guys had this, but we had a senior spirit week. It was only only the seniors that did it, and so But the seniors always went all out. So, like, there was one where we got to dress as, like, old people.
That's great.
And so, like, we all had walkers, and we would be, like, 20 minutes late to class because we'd be walking so slow, and we'd, like, clog the hallways, and, like, all the freshmen, sophomores would get so mad at us. And there was even one where we had runners, so we'd run, like, all throughout campus, and, like, there would be some people who would, like, accidentally knock people over because they were just running so fast. But
so you were a runner, you were a track star?
And then we had we had so much. Did you guys do any of that?
No. Our school, I don't think our school had enough school spirit. Like, I think too many kids would think it was lame and just be like, I'm not going to do that.
What?
Yeah, no. No, I mean, everyone in my school, I felt like everyone kind of hated our school, except, like, they liked the people maybe, but everyone just had, like, a, this is lame kind of attitude. So there was zero school spirit. It rubbed off on me, unfortunately,
No,
too.
you know what? When I was a freshman and I saw them do the senior spirit week, I was like, I cannot wait to be a senior. And I feel like everyone at Desert Vista had that feeling, like, as incoming as a freshman, because obviously if you're a sophomore, junior, you know what's going to happen. But, like, when you come in as a freshman and you don't know that they do this senior spirit week, you're like, oh my god, I cannot wait to be a senior. And we always had the best, like, assemblies where we do roll call, where it's like, where are my freshmen? And the freshmen scream sophomore, junior. But seniors always got to get together beforehand and do, like, okay, what are we going to do? Like, they'd have, like, props, and they'd have music, and they'd have, like, to throw stuff. So
no, we would have
that's
intros.
The best part of being a senior. Like, being a senior is so fun.
Yeah, no, we'd have intros. We had the, I think I remember, like, seniors one time or something, like, came in, like, they had, like, the fog machines you see, like, when an NFL team runs onto the field, they had, like, that, and they would play, like a you know, like, EDM, like, type song, like, some, like, rager music like that, and
it was always so fun being able to come up with that stuff, and, like, because, like, there was, like, a secret senior, like, Twitter where everyone would follow, and it was private. Only if you're a senior you could follow it. And so they'd be like, hey, what do you guys want to do for assembly? Or, like, hey, we're gonna start, like, Assassins.
I was about to do the Assassins, yeah, remember that?
Oh my god.
I think
how did you guys do it?
Dude, I don't even remember that well, because I think I got out, like, before I even, like, got a chance to get a water gun or something like that. Oh yeah, dude, I got it, because I didn't even realize what it was. No, but, like,
what do you mean before you got a water gun? So what'd you guys do? Did you get people out?
I think you shot him with a water gun and recorded it. I'm pretty sure that's how it went down.
How'd you say you got out before you got a water gun?
Oh, because I just got shot in the parking lot one day with a water gun. I'm like, what the hell was that?
I gotcha. See, I was with Maddie, and we lasted, like, 3 rounds, I think. We did pretty good. But no, it was the same thing. Yeah, no, they put you on a list, and you can only get someone who's either above you or below you on the list. Only one above you, one below you, and you can't shoot, like, when, like, on school grounds, obviously, because we don't want to get in trouble. And, like, you can't, like, shoot when someone's walking to their car. Like, this close to school. Like, if they're, like, at a parking lot, like at Sonic or something, you can, but, like, if they're on school grounds, you cannot do that.
Senior Assassins, that was fun.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, no, that was a super fun time. Like, I feel like, I mean, honestly, like, I definitely enjoy college more.
No, I got you.
And I, like, throughout most of high school, I'm like, whatever, like, I'm just kind of, like, here. But then I think at the end is kind of when I realized, like, oh, shoot, like, this is kind of it. And then I feel like I don't know, I feel like obviously graduation goggles is kind of true. You get the rose-colored glasses, everything looks a little bit better. I think everyone's a little bit nicer to each other. I think everyone's a little bit more, like, friendly, and beef kind of goes away. And
no, I got
it was a fun time. And then I don't know, did you do any sort of a senior trip at all afterwards?
We did not do a senior
No, I mean, like, just you or, like, any of your friends or family take you on a trip because you, like, graduated or anything like that?
Oh, God, I don't remember.
It's all that stuff at the end is just so much fun.
What about senior pranks? Did you do any?
I don't think...
Because senior pranks and senior ditch day are also one of the biggest things.
I think we might... Oh, ditch day, dude. I think our school, we screwed up so badly, like... I think, like, there was from what I remember, there was, like, 2 different ditch days, and people couldn't, like, agree on them. And so, like, we just ended up not really having a ditch day. And, like, there would be, like, some people would ditch one day, but, like, no one, there was a lot of people who didn't know, like, what day it was, and it just was ruined. We just botched it. We botched a lot of stuff. I was not surprised with my school that we botched it.
I feel like we were very, like, on the ball with
you guys seem to be on top of it.
Except for senior pranks. No one could decide what to do because there was a lot of things we couldn't do or else we'd get in trouble. But senior ditch day was pretty on the ball. They were like, okay, it's going to be at this day at this person's house. We're going to have a party from this time to this time. And just, yeah. But senior pranks, we could not figure out what to do at all. Like, people would throw in ideas and we'd be like, that's going to get us in trouble. Or is that really possible? Is that really possible for us to do? Or that's a little controversial. Like, there was so much stuff where we were like, So that's where we screwed up, is where some people saw like one prank that we were like thinking about and they were like, okay, and then they would like do it and they'd be the only one doing it. So like it was really bad, and like our principal found out like who was trying to organize the pranks, and then he got in trouble. It was just a big thing that we couldn't decide to do.
Yeah. I don't think we really ever did much that I can remember, because or at least nothing like super noteworthy that I remember, because I've like heard crazy stories. Like I knew a guy that what did he do? Like he was at a school, and like their senior prank is they had like so their school was huge, and they had like a bridge over like the street, and they put a cow up on the bridge, and then on Monday people like went there, and there's a cow.
But how do people do that?
Exactly, I had no idea.
Like those ones,
it's a great prank.
Those ones you see on movies where it's like, oh, like we put the principal's car like up on the roof, like.
Oh, my favorite is when they like strip a car and like rebuild it in like the atrium or something like that. That's so cool. Possible?
But like,
I don't even know.
Do people really do that? Like, I know I see it in movies.
It's definitely happened. Like, I mean, they're thinking about the like hundreds of high schools and stuff. Like, it definitely
There's got to be someone crazy enough.
Definitely happens. It's pretty sweet.
No, but I do have a prank that I want to do when we are seniors at ASU.
Oh God,
it's like the best.
I don't know. Do they do senior pranks in college? If they
I don't know if they do.
Great.
I don't know if they do, but like it would just be the best idea ever. It would be so funny.
Oh God, let's hear it.
Because
we're gonna preface this by saying whatever it is, we're not.
If this actually happens,
I'm not saying ourselves from any responsibility.
I'm not saying it was me. Because we're only going to be juniors, so.
But if anyone ever chooses to do it, we absolve ourselves.
I'm not saying it's me. But
we're absolving any responsibility.
My idea is you go to like the Dollar Tree or something, you get a bunch of like plastic forks.
Okay.
Like thousands of them. And like everybody, if we get like 100 people, like everybody can buy like the pack of 100. And you go to the football field and you just stab them in the grass. Because we're ASU, forks up.
God.
And there would be like forks in the football field. It would be so funny.
That's a good idea.
I know.
That's pretty funny.
Like you just get so many people, and like you all buy like a pack of 100 forks, and you just put them in the thing because it's forks up or ASU. Oh my God, I'm a genius.
You are such a nerd.
It would be the best idea.
It's a good idea.
It's
though.
so funny.
I like it.
And I wrote it down like a month ago, and I was like, I hope I remember this.
Yeah.
Oh, because it would be so funny.
That is a very good idea. I don't even know if they do senior pranks in college. College, like, it's a whole different vibe.
It is. But I feel like we could get a ton of people on.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And they'd be like, what the heck?
It's crazy how different of a feel it is. I've always wondered, like, is there a difference with, like, I do wonder if smaller colleges are more, like, high school feeling where they, like, have the tighter-knit community as a whole. Maybe they don't have Greek life, which kind of, I think, separates people into boxes.
No, I agree.
And stuff like that, So I've always wondered, like, how that would be about. I mean, because granted, you have different stuff in college and you do
of course.
high school, but senior pranks, it was something we talked about on our live, and I heard some stories that were pretty decent on our live. It definitely gave us this idea to talk about this.
So Ian's gonna read off some.
Shout out you guys.
Pranks.
I'm gonna be a little bit of a storyteller. In fact, let me see if I can find my glasses. Okay.
Senior prank number 1.
First senior prank. This one's all right. I mean, it's decent. It's a long-lasting one. About 30 years ago, the senior class brought 10,000 business cards that simply said, Class of 1985, and hid them everywhere. Under couches, behind paintings, in books in the library, and ceiling tiles. Needless to say, the cards are occasionally found, even to this day. I think that's a decent senior prank.
I think it's good.
Because, like, that like, people are going to see that for years.
For years.
Also, 1985 is when my dad graduated, so, like, it's kind of crazy to think that people in that class are doing that.
It's simple, it doesn't hurt anybody, and everybody can do it.
Here's another good one. We took screwdrivers with us to school, randomly unscrewed things over the course of months, non-essential screws, so whatever we were removing from screws was still left intact. A bucket of screws was later delivered to the principal with no context. Only as an adult am I able to appreciate how annoying this must have been. These are off Reddit, by the way. I just want to say Reddit.
That's interesting.
Reddit is providing
See, but
some
then
of the
if
best
I was
stories.
the principal, I would just think like, maybe they just delivered screws. Like, maybe they didn't unscrew anything, like any screws. I would feel like if I was the principal, I'd just be like, oh, they just gave me a bucket of screws.
Or maybe it feels like The Godfather and it's an offer they can't refuse. whatever the case, it works. All right, now I've got a long story that I'd like to read out to you. This one just really caught my eye. This is such an intricate, amazing prank in my mind that, like, everyone needs to hear this. I'm gonna get a drink.
This was posted.
I'm gonna get a drink of water to
3 years ago. Oh, but they said it was done. I wonder what year this was done, because it was posted 3 years ago, and then they said about 4 years ago.
7 years ago. So I mean, it's a little context. It's when Fall Out Boy was still relevant, so it was probably like 7 or 8 years ago. Okay. When I was a freshman, a bunch of seniors... Oh, wow, so this is even... Okay. When I was a freshman, a bunch of seniors convinced the whole school that Fall Out Boy was coming to perform a concert for our school. They started by hanging posters for a supposed contest Fall Out Boy was holding, where they would come play a concert for whichever high school in America got the most students to sign the petition. The winning school would be the one with the highest percentage of votes, so we stood a chance, even though our school only has 500 students total in it. They hyped it up and passed around the petition for a week or so, and we didn't even hear about it for a while. It was like my school, about like 500. I think we had like close to 600.
Total?
No, for our senior class.
Oh, gotcha.
Months go by and the rumors start to spread that we won. No official word, mind you, but some serious, persistent rumors. This goes on for some weeks until virtually the entire student body is convinced it's the truth. Then one day, a black Escalade rolls up to the school in the middle of the school day so certain classes can see it from their windows. It pulls up to the theater entrance and then some dudes rush in with instrument cases. Some kids who saw them swore that they were members of the Fall Out Boy. They must have been setting up and practicing for the concert. Finally, the big day arrives. Our principal comes on the announcements one morning and tells us that there is a big surprise for the whole student body that afternoon, and we are all to report to the theater during the final period of the day. Many a freshman girl spent the whole day screaming about how excited it was that Fall Out Boy was here. So we all go to the auditorium, and the principal comes out and confirms it. It is a Fall Out Boy concert.
Oh, wow.
He tells us that we need to give him a big welcome for them and to start playing.
Wow.
So we all start chanting, Fall Out Boy, Fall Out Boy. And then we're doing it as the opening chords of Sugar We're Going Down ring out over the amps and the stage curtain lifts. On stage are a couple of scrawny white guys in tight pants rocking out playing Fall Out Boy songs. It turns out that they were some of the seniors responsible for the prank. Funniest part was that many kids didn't even realize it and were convinced it was Fall Out Boy halfway through the fake concert. I was a skeptic most of the way through the year, but they had me believing it when we were in there chanting.
Wow.
And why does this remind me of like having to read it in class when I was a kid?
I love it. That's
an intricate plan. I love that one.
Good, and it's over a period of time.
And the principal's involved. That's
my grandpa would be involved because my grandpa was a high school principal. He would love.
Principals were fun. I feel like there was a lot of times vice principals that were not as fun in comparison to the principal was usually like a fan favorite.
Okay, but I used to do that when I was a kid all the time.
What?
Where you like hold your lip up? You were just doing it.
I don't even do it intentionally, but you looked funny doing it.
You looked funny doing it. That's funny because that's what we are talking about next. Is this is whole just like a reminiscing like senior year childhood episode, which I love because I love talking about my childhood and like my senior year. Everything was great, but there's a lot of things that I did as a kid that I'm wondering if you did as a kid, like, because it's just crazy how obviously in elementary school no one was on their phones, like no one was saying, oh, we did this over here. So I just think it's crazy how like anyone in this whole United States, maybe even the world, can be doing one thing in New Mexico and then like in California the kids there are also doing the same thing. Like how does that happen? Because like did you guys ever do like the lemonade?
Yeah, crunchy ice, yeah.
How were we doing it and you doing it and like no one was passing it through like phones, like nowadays they have TikTok and
I don't know.
That's how you spread trends, like through TikTok. We didn't have our phones back then, so how was everybody just doing it? That just blows my mind.
It was organic, man. It was grassroots. That was different than what we got now. I can say that for sure.
It's crazy.
I don't know how that. I mean, it could have been maybe kids that like move and stuff like that.
Yeah, but spreading through like every country. Like, or maybe not country, but like state. Like,
yeah, that is true.
And like, states are so big, and it's like, so if someone's from Southern California,
states are big.
Like someone's from Southern California, how does it go all the way to like New York or like one person didn't just move and cause that whole thing. Yeah, So it's crazy how we were all doing it.
That's a crazy sociological question that I do not.
Because like I don't think I saw anyone doing it on TV.
No, it wasn't anything from TV.
Or like we used to do like a boom snap clap, the boom snap clap snap. Did you guys ever do that?
I don't think so.
Like I feel like maybe not you. This is more of like a girl thing.
Yeah, it was more of a girl thing. That's actually something those were the kind of things I would do whenever I had a crush on a girl and I would want to talk to her and seem interested. So I would I would just play along with her lemonade. Like you never see me like slapping hands with a dude. Like I was not doing that.
No,
as a kid.
I got you.
It was always whenever I was crushing in the 6th grade.
But it's funny now though because like I said, trends are spread through TikTok. So, like, if my sister sees something, I'm sure someone else has seen it, and all the kids nowadays are doing it.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
For, like, the boom, snap, clap, I feel like our generation, even though we're in the same generation as her technically, I feel like us as kids kind of made that up. But I saw it on TikTok, and they, like, changed the words to, like, penny, nickel, dime or something like that instead of boom, snap, clap.
I've seen that one.
And that kind of makes me mad. I'm like, hey, that was ours, and you took it, and you changed it.
We should have been trademarking things as a kid. We didn't understand copyright laws as children, and I wish school would have taught that when we were in 5th grade.
Now my sister does it, or, like, I mean, now she doesn't anymore. She's, like, 12. But, like, she'll show me something, and I'm like, yeah, I know. I did that when I was a kid. Or, like, yeah, I know. That's, like, a Vine I saw when I was a kid. So it's just really interesting to me how things have been revived, and now kids are being like, oh, we made this up, or like, this is new, and we're like, we saw that when we were kids.
I just think it's funny that...
I wonder if that's how our parents feel, though.
Yeah,
like mine.
I don't know, because, I mean, I'm sure there's stuff that... But then again, that's a long... Like, I never came home saying any, like, things like that. I don't know if you did, that your parents are like, oh, I did that in my, like... childhood, because I think there was enough time overlay where they...
My mom grew up in the 80s, though. Or in the 90s.
Or was she doing those little, like...
I'm sure they were doing some kind of hand thing in the 90s. That's why I said, like, we didn't make it up, but, like, I feel like they were doing something similar. Or, like, even my cousin Brie, she's 26.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, yes, but I don't know. It's just crazy how all of that's... I wonder if that's how they feel.
I've always wondered what amusement we got out of that.
What do you mean?
Like, why were we compelled to do these, like, things?
Because we didn't have phones.
But, like, I guess it makes sense because, like, it was also kind of a flex. I remember, like, if you were able to, like, if you were able to do that, like, quick, and you knew all the words, and you could do it, like, you were kind of treated preferentially. It's kind of like, it's sort of like how in, like, the 4th or 5th grade, did you ever have to do the, like, physical fitness test or anything?
Oh, yeah.
And, like, the dude that could run the fastest, like... When you were a younger kid, if you could run fast, like, and you were a dude, girls were interested in you. Like,
see,
it was just
I was
facts.
always the most flexible because, like, whenever for the fitness, we have that thing where you put your feet in like the box, and you have to push your thing, and I could always like push the furthest. So I was always like the most flexible, and I did always feel like, oh, I'm so cool. I could push the little thing the furthest.
I remember they always said the girls could push the fastest. It was always funny. Like this is where like my root of like probably my like whatever. Insecurities as a child came from is when we because I was a fat little kid. We'll probably show you pictures on the podcast page, but I was a chubby little kid, and I couldn't run very fast, obviously, because I like had the trailer hitched to me. But I remember the worst thing was I was one of the most flexible guys, so it made me feel even worse that I was slow, but I was also good at the thing that the girls could do well. But I was able to do a whole lot of push-ups.
Really?
I actually was able to do like into the 20s or 30s with push-ups. Like I that was the one thing because like I remember with
what about pull-ups?
No, I don't even think. I think the option with us.
That was just a big no.
Yeah, that was a big no. I mean, pull-ups are like I work out like consistently now. Pull-ups are hard. Was it like this or was it like this?
It was like this, and then if you
this is a little easier.
If you couldn't do a pull-up, you just had to hang, put your head above the thing and just hang there for.
No, I think the guideline was you either have to do like 20 push-ups or like 2 pull-ups or something like that, and I'm like, I'll do the push-ups. So I trained. I actually like would train every day doing push-ups.
That's so cute.
Because also I had like. My uncle had like an odd affinity for push-ups, and I used to like hang out with him a lot. He had an odd affinity anytime, because he loved to like just make little bets and stuff when we'd watch sports, and so I didn't have any money because I was a broke 5th grader. So like the bets he would make with me is like, oh, like I'll bet you like 10 push-ups at like the
that's smart.
like the spread on this. So it actually,
I guess you exercise too. That's really smart.
So it actually caused me to be doing push-ups a lot, and for being kind of a chubby kid, man, I had decent upper body strength back then.
No, that's really smart. No, I agree with that. But
that's actually
like
my
Robin
thing.
from How Much.
Oh God.
But
and then the kids get all like, blacked out.
No. Speaking of things from our childhood getting revived, there you know this obviously, but there's going to be a new season, right? Of iCarly. So I'm very excited. I used to watch iCarly as a kid.
Oh, I love that show as a kid. I love it now. I'll watch it on Netflix.
Do you know any of the details that it's going to be about? Because I know them, and I just
other than Sam and Gibby aren't going to be a part of it, I have no idea really about.
So basically, It's gonna take.
Oh, doesn't Freddie like have a stepkid that hates
yes.
him or something like that?
So it's gonna take place 10 years in the future.
From now?
No, 10 years from when they started,
okay.
obviously.
So, like, in today's...
I should have said that.
Like,
10 years from where they left off is what I should have said,
like
not the future.
Mother. Yeah.
But I'm not going to say So, 10 years from where they left off, Carly has finished college. She has a new roommate, and she has not done the show since. So, I think they said the pilot episode is going to be her doing the show again. And Freddie has a stepdaughter. He's had like a bunch of divorces apparently. Spencer's rich. One of his art pieces
blew up. Yeah.
So it's gonna be very interesting. And Freddie's stepdaughter also, I guess, has like a show. She's like an influencer or whatever. So it's gonna be really interesting to see because it's our childhood, but it's also getting mixed with like newer, younger kids' childhood. Like, oh, there's gonna be a younger girl and she's an influencer, and yeah, so I'm very excited to see it.
Prepared to be disappointed, Luke.
I'm a little prepared to be disappointed, but it's going to be 13 episodes. It's just never the same when they revive it.
No, well, for example, I'm a little worried, and it's just shows are never. I mean, for example, 2.5 Men was not as funny with Ashton Kutcher. That's just a fact. The Office wasn't as funny when Steve Carell left and Michael Scott was dead, basically, to the show.
No.
And it's just shows are not the same.
No.
Perfect example. Full House was my favorite show as a little kid growing up. I could not watch one episode of Fuller House. I thought it was terrible.
Me and my mom loved Fuller
I did not
House.
like Fuller House at all.
See, but we weren't big Full House fans.
Oh, I loved it. I literally, I remember like I was so into that show as a kid. And,
yeah, no, we weren't big Full House.
And I don't know what it is, the blonde hair. So when I was a little kid, I had a crush on Stephanie Tanner when I was little. And I don't know why. When I was a little child, and the blonde hair.
No, I said she was the middle child, not
you
were a little child.
And I'm getting a little bit of those
There
vibes.
is no resemblance.
No, not resemblance, but just like vibe. And now that you have the blonde hair, I don't know why. So that's actually a compliment.
Okay.
That is a compliment. Okay. That is a good thing.
I mean, I really didn't watch Full House.
Like I was 6 at the time, and she was a child.
Well,
but you're the middle.
Full House, wasn't it before we were like born?
Oh yeah, way before.
Yeah, so you watched those older shows.
I did, but it's because my parents.
But my mom wasn't really into it, and so like I never watched it. Like I've seen like a few episodes, you know, when they're on TV, like how they have Friends, Full House, all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
no. Well, my parents would watch Nick at Night when I was a little kid, and like that's why I'd be like wake up at like 1 a.m. and George Lopez would be on in the living room.
Or like, do you remember Robot Chicken?
Oh, that was on Adult Swim.
That was like way later.
I used to actually. There would be some nights like
that was like way later.
I would like stay up and I'd put on Robot Chicken, like feeling like,
God.
oh my god, this is like I'm not supposed to watch this.
No, I feel you.
Adult Swim was a different breed because that was like TVMA. If it said TVMA, like I felt like oh my god. Like, I remember there was.
Or like that's how I used to feel when I was younger with like Teen and Nick. When I was like a kid watching Nickelodeon, I'm like, oh my god, I'm watching Teen Nick. Like,
yeah, no, I would think I was cool.
Teenager.
I know, I would think
I
was so cool. And I'm watching it's Drake and Josh.
Zoe 101.
Zoe 101. Dude, people are so. It's funny considering you know what ended up happening, why the show had to get canceled.
Mm-hmm.
People are so brutal to her poor daughter online.
No, yeah.
Or they were for a while.
It's more jokey.
No,
but
I know.
Still, it's like get over it.
I know.
Like,
that was a great show though. Like.
No, we had a bunch of great shows, and I feel like I understand them wanting to revive it because we loved it so much. It's you know what it is? It's because like TikTok is everything, but like
and Netflix bring it back, yeah.
No, but they'll talk like people on TikTok are like, oh my god, like this was the best show ever. Like remember our childhood, and like the producers will see that and be like, huh, I guess we'll bring it back. But like really, we're just like, oh no, like we just like to watch the seasons from when we were kids. Like we're not saying we want a new season.
but it's also genius marketing on them because
No,
Paramount Plus. So basically, if you don't know, like every single channel has realized Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime are the way of the future. So CBS, Nick, like all those MTV like conglomerates, and we have more to talk about MTV in the next episode. But these conglomerates all like make a streaming service. So since it's created to Nick. The thing is, it's not going to be on Nickelodeon, it's not going to be on CBS. You're going to have to subscribe to Paramount Plus, and then it gives people a reason to want to subscribe, and then they're going to push out their own original content that's probably not that good. Just like Netflix.
Netflix has good originals.
Netflix does have some, but like I was very disappointed at the very beginning when they started taking off like How I Met Your Mother and shows that I loved in favor of like, I'm sorry, Stranger Things never interested me.
Me either, but it's got a big audience.
No, it's good. It serves its purpose. It just never the one Netflix show.
Either.
The one Netflix show. I don't know. Are there any shows that are Netflix specific that just you will say, "Wow, this kicks ass"?
Not that I can think of, but I know that there is, because I've seen some Netflix originals where I'm like, I love this show, or this. You know what? I think Netflix has good movies, like original movies.
Really, I've never really gotten into that.
I think they have some good.
I feel like I use Netflix in my one exception.
Once we get off of this, I'm gonna have to look up some Netflix shows originals, because I know that there is somewhere. I love this.
Like
show.
House of Cards. I'm sure you didn't really watch that though. Like those are the pop. Ozark to me is the one like Netflix show that like I just am okay. I love this show. Like this, I am rocking with it heavy. I can't wait till the next season comes out. But for the most part, I use Netflix to watch whenever they drop movies like Superbad on there, or like movies that I actually grew up liking and stuff. But I don't know, man. Like. I might just be set in my ways and like the shows I already like and not want to venture out, because I'll do that. Like I know. Like I'll tell myself I'm gonna start a new show, and then I just end up watching like The Sopranos for the 4th or 5th time, or Breaking Bad.
That's not me. I love watching new shows. I just
love watching what's familiar to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, because I love when new movies come out. I love when new shows come out. The only thing, like I said, I don't like waiting. Like I don't like. And I know that's what they're going to do for iCarly. They're not going to drop all 13 episodes. They're going to be like, one episode a week, which is why I'll probably wait until all 13 episodes are out to do Paramount Plus. So that way I don't have to, like, renew my subscription. But, yeah, no, I'm very excited to see what it'll be about.
I feel like I'm going to be very critical and fairly...
I will be too.
I would love a Drake and Josh reboot, though. Like, I feel like that I could actually rock with, too.
Doesn't Drake Bell live in Mexico?
Oh, I forgot Drake got canceled or something for something. Yeah,
so he went to Mexico now. He makes
Josh
music.
Yeah, that's Drake. Isn't it like Drake Cantina or something like that? That's so funny to me. I saw this one picture. I saw this one meme. It said, "Curse this man. He looks like the word soccer," and it's a picture of Drake Bell. But it's so funny to me watching like Drake and Josh even now, because growing up, Josh Peck, I feel bad for him. Josh Peck was used. By Nickelodeon as the token fat kid that was funny.
There's always gonna be one.
There's always gonna be one, and it's so fun. It's so funny watching it. Like Drake in the show, pretty much is the cool guy who gets all the girls. He's slick. He plays the guitar. He's vibey. And Josh is kind of nerdy. He's kind of like obviously gets kind of in really good shape by the end, but like he has the steady girlfriend eventually that's kind of like rubs Drake the wrong way. Like he's that character, and it's so funny seeing him now. Like. He was on David Dobrik's Vlog Squad. Like he's like makes digital content. He's a good looking guy. He's in very good shape. It's just funny to see how that like completely changed, and he's super popular.
Yeah, and Drake Bell's like canceled. No, it is very interesting.
I think everyone's basically canceled at some point. So
not Josh Peck.
Not Josh Peck.
He stays unproblematic.
I heard some story that like. One of them didn't invite the other to the wedding, and they were
Josh Peck.
Yeah, Josh didn't invite Drake. That was crazy. I remember that, and that was some big news.
But he didn't invite anyone from Drake and Josh. It's not like he just specifically. No, but that was all I had to say for that childhood reminiscing. That
was a lot of fun though.
I did enjoy it. I love talking about my childhood.
I love it. It's so much fun. I feel like that's something we talk about often on this show too.
But it's so fun. I love it.
No, it's a great. I just I don't know, man. Like I feel like I'm becoming an old head a lot quicker than I want to. Like because like I will like look at Nickelodeon now. I'll look at shows and stuff they have, and I just feel like I'm sorry, bro. Paw Patrol is not lining up to SpongeBob.
Yes, but obviously you're gonna think that as a 20-year-old.
No, I know,
man.
But it's like, but even perfect example. Even on Team Nick, they would show like the '90s or all that and stuff. Like, remember, I don't know if you remember that. Like, Team Nick for, like, years would show, like, all the 90s, like, shows. And I loved them. Like, I was like, damn, these shows are great.
As a kid.
I don't know, man. I think I just, maybe it's just a sentimental thing.
No 20-year-old man is going to love Paw Patrol.
I feel like I will watch SpongeBob right now. I will watch The Fairly Odd Parents.
Yes, because that's what you grew up with. Like, I'm sure, and SpongeBob is a little more mature than Paw Patrol's like for kids Ava's age.
True.
Like,
it was probably like Dora equivalent or something like that.
Yes, and you won't watch Dora now. I won't watch Dora now.
You don't know that.
And it's for
I will watch Swiper No Swiper.
Like I will watch Hannah Montana now, just as like my sister will watch like Jessie now. But like we're different. But like you know what I mean. So like I'm sure the newer shows, my sister's gonna look at and be like, oh my god, that show sucks. The same way like I'll look at some of her shows and be like, that show's not very good. And same thing with her. She doesn't like she she could watch like Hannah Montana Reserve Place, but she wouldn't put it on if I wasn't there already watching it.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same as it's the same as anything. Even like basketball's going on right now. Like yeah, I don't get me wrong. I'm a Lakers fan. I watch the playoffs and stuff, but like it's not gonna compare to like 2010 when Kobe was there and I got to go to the finals. It's just not like it just doesn't even feel like it's just I hate it. Like I hate growing up and things don't feel as like special and like when I was like a little kid. I hate it.
Yeah.
But other than that, growing up is kind of cool because I have my own apartment now, so it's fun.
Yeah.
So I guess I get that consolation prize. But it's just weird. Everything. I don't know, man. World's going by too quick. I definitely.
I love it. I love growing up.
I do love it. I do love it for like the aspects of being an adult. It's fun.
Yeah.
But if I could go back for a day, I would not be opposed to going back for like a day.
A day, yeah, but not like starting.
No. That would be an interesting thing though. We should leave you with a thought. We should leave you with a thought while we play. I feel like you are ready to end this episode. You are ready to land.
I have been ready.
You're ready to like land the plane and I'm just flying in turbulence. So I guess one thing that we would leave you with, and the thought just like...
I was going to say, do you even have a thought to leave them with?
It just passed my brain. I literally lost it.
I can leave them with a thought.
Go ahead, and I'm going to think of my thought as we go.
I will leave you with a thought, and the thought is, we will see you next Tuesday.
If you could, would you go back in time and relive your life?
Oh, relive? No.
I'm going to let you think about that. Talk about that later.
Nah. All right. We will see you next Tuesday.
Make sure to subscribe, like.
All that jazz.